bring out the marshmallows and baby back ribs, cause bestie, we have a barbecue on our hands. Oh my god, Vivziepop just came out with the fire and brimstone. In this 15 tweet long thread that I am about to read to you, so sit down, get comfortable, grab a popcorn, cause we are about to endure an event. But before we begin, hey there besties, babes, and non-binary babes, happy Pride Month to all my gays, days, and fabulous N-bays. You are beautiful, you are wonderful, and you should be allowed to exist as your authentic self, as should Vivian, because for whatever reason, people just love to hate. And something I'd also just like to bring up before I read the thread. You all know how people like to say, oh, Vivziepop, criticism, she can't take criticism, oh, the show is dying because of Vivziepop. Okay, when Hazbin Hotel came out, what was the number one criticism people would not shut the fuck up about?
Sound more exciting.
Boss?
Trying to do here is a joke.
The sound, the audio, the sound design, all the little beeps and bobs. And when Helluva Boss came out, Vivian did what? She listened and toned that shit all the way down. But did any of these critics point this out or bring this back up? No, except for me. And another thing, cause I don't know why I'm getting heated about this. Why is it that everyone likes to say, oh, it's Vivziepop's fault that the writing is terrible, it's Vivziepop's fault that the show is dying, it's Vivziepop this, it's Vivziepop that? Well, do you know that Vivziepop isn't the only writer? Hell, most of the shows you love, Steven Universe, My Little Pony, The Owl House, Gravity Falls, the creators of the show don't even write on the show. But with Vivziepop, we have 3 main writers, well, for this season anyway, and people like to specifically accuse her for being the problem. Now, where I'd give them credit is, yes, she is a writer, along with 2 other bastards who are both men or male identifying. I don't follow them, so I don't know, so I'm sorry if I'm assuming here. But the recent episode 4, as of making this video, was written by Vivziepop. But episode 3 was written by Adam, and episode 1 was written by Vivziepop. So half of this season wasn't even written by her. But why is it all the critics and criticisms you see have Vivziepop can't take criticism, Vivziepop's writing is taken, and he's always Vivziepop. It's not the show, it's not the crew, it's this woman specifically, which just makes all the criticisms, everything she said in her tweet, just ring home all the more deeper, where you just know how bad faith and just misogynistic and quite misogynistic the accent came out, misogynistic and quite frankly just sexist this whole thing is. Now back to the tweet. I have rambled on long enough. It starts with, for the record, I've had this Viv can't take criticism reputation since I was 17, and I said I don't really want to get my feedback from bad webcomics wiki. So let's even just put this all into context. This woman has been getting criticism since she was a minor. A lot of things people like to bring up about her past. She was a literal minor, and people have not gotten off this woman's back for a decade plus. I would be tired. I would have pulled the trigger by now, honest to God. I can't deal with this bullshit. And now there's nothing I can say or do to convince these people otherwise. It's been the same nasty shit ever since. I'm speaking about it because it's been non-stop for years. I'm just kind of over it. If you can't fathom that bad faith, misinformed, or incorrect takes on media could possibly exist, then you are simply incapable of introspection. Tell him, bestie. When people say it's unprofessional to acknowledge this kind of thing, when you've endured it for years on work you and your entire team put so much into, I hate to break it to you, but it's far less professional to shit publicly all over your peers' work. Tell them. I recently had a meeting with a studio and a show I dislike, and I am hypercritical about came up. Unbeknownst to me, the person I was meeting with helped develop the show. Thankfully, my takes on it don't exist anywhere but my head and my friends, but it put a lot into perspective. That to me is a horror story, which is why I try my best to not be a bitch to the best of my abilities. You can only accuse me of being a bitch to one show, and even that one, I'm not really a bitch to the show but to the creator, which makes me a hypocrite, but I have never denied being one, bestie. And besides, the guy kinda deserved it. But again, like I've always said, he has accomplished more than I ever could. He's a smezzy man. I just don't like some of the things he's done. But aside from that, season 5 is going perfectly. You're doing great, bestie. Those who know the show I'm talking about, they know. Comment it down below. You really never know who in this biz you are going to hurt with negative criticism, valid or not. You never know which of your peers put their heart into something you don't like. I used to be far more open with my opinions, but it's just not something I care to do anymore. There's no shame in sharing critical opinions, but there's a reality if this is an industry you want to exist in, and is one I've just learned to be wary of personally. Yeah, because if you want to be in the industry, nobody wants to work on the guy who would go on YouTube and say shit about them, and then you start wondering, why can't I get a job? I've thickened my own skin to bad faith. Yet I see so many people so fragile with their own opinions on media that a creator acknowledging that bad takes can exist without anything directly cited automatically makes them feel like it must be about them and their criticism. Why? Thank you. God fucking damn it, thank you. This woman has never named a person. She's never named an individual in any of her criticisms, critiques. She just says people say bad things about me, and you see like 10 videos people saying she must be talking about me personally. I'm sorry, bestie, you're not that important. She could just be talking generally. Hell, she could be responding to a random person's tweet, but you have taken it upon yourself that you think you live rent-free in Viv's head like she does in yours. She doesn't. Is it because deep down you know your criticism has basis in bigotry or ignorance or anger or hate? Because I feel like if you assume it's about you, then yes, maybe it is. Don't even give them that satisfaction, bestie. They'll live with this for a year. Like, yes, she was talking about me. I'll say this, criticism, for the millionth time, is a constant and important factor in the growth of art, and we have seen Vivziepop actually take criticism and implement it in her show, as I have stated at the start of this video, because I know some of y'all aren't even going to be here at this point, which is why I put it at the start. We creators take it, we see it, we do our best to constantly improve. Everyone can and should be critical of media, and you can choose to be public about it, but criticism, like everything, can be subjective and some can challenge it. Some can criticize it, disagree, or disregard it. If you can't handle that, then maybe you aren't fit to be given it. Like pot calling kettle black. How can you tell somebody I have this criticism and the person says, oh, thank you, I want to continue doing my thing? How fucking dare you? It's like, oh my god, I thought I was a sensitive one, but you're taking it to a whole nother degree, whereas you can give criticism, but you can't even accept that nobody gives a shit. Also, if you feel like you need to attack me over the faintest hint I might not be listening to your criticism specifically, well, congrats, you're in the company of people posting cat snuff videos at me for what I said. Like, that's just the biggest self-own, the biggest self-report I've ever seen. Maybe it's time you just accept you don't like my shows anymore and fuck off. Heart emoji. For those who are critical but know what I said didn't apply to you, power to you folks, for real. It's the maturity, it's the confidence, it's the classiness for me, and you might not agree with what I just said, and you are allowed to voice your disagreement. I don't give a shit either way. This thread is huge. Might delete it later, feel free to save it. Lol. I know it does nothing in the grand scheme of things, but I don't regret speaking on this. Feels good to scream, but I'm done dwelling on this negativity. There's too much good shit to be excited about. Love ya. As in, your new show Hazbin Hotel is about to air. Your good things are coming. Don't stress yourself with these irrelevant peasants. That's my job. I can play in the mud for you. There's this other thread that she does a little bit later. Let me see if I can find it. I'm very protective over my friends in studio. I've seen and heard people hurt by the unfair negativity, and it makes me bitey and yappy. I do want to bring more positivity from now on and just spend less time around Twitter anyway. Thank you all for support and love, as always. Heart emoji. You don't have to love everything we make, but we always appreciate the respect you give us. The important thing is that love and hard work goes into everything. We appreciate that you watch it. Only hope is to continue to entertain, and that's it. That's just it. They are just putting out a product to entertain people, for people to watch and have a good time, pass the time, forget this miserable existence we all live in. And then some people choose to make their lives more miserable by watching it even though they don't like it, instead of just changing the channel, watch something else. There's so much free content on YouTube that you not only spend time watching this thing you don't like, you review it and you harass the creator, and then you tell the creator, hey, I don't like this thing. The creator says, okay, good, bestie, I'm still gonna do my thing, and you still feel like, well, she didn't listen to my specific flavor of criticism, so I'm gonna burn it all to the ground. Like Vivziepop can't even listen to all criticism. Some people want more melee, some people want less melee, some people want more moxie, some people want less blitz, which I don't know why you're watching this show if blitz is the person you want less of. Some people want more Octavia or more Stolas, some people want more of the villains. She can't do all of that. Some people want the writing to be more snappy, some people want more insults, some people want less insults. Hell, some people don't even like how colorful the show is, which again, what? You want to mold this show into your specific flavor of bland, boring adult comedy. The Simpsons, South Park, Family Guy, Futurama. Oh my god, why do I even have all these shows in my head? American Dad. Oh god, I can keep going. But this is not me saying anything bad about those shows. I have my opinions about them. I'm gonna keep them to myself. But if you like the show, go for it. Nobody's stopping you. But don't try and turn Helluva Boss into that. It is not that. That's why a lot of us like it. So leave it the fuck alone. But I'm gonna stop rambling. Some people just, y'all don't even like watching videos that are longer than 10 minutes. So I'm just shooting myself in the foot here. That's what Vivziepop has to say. I stand by it 100%. But hell, I stand by anything this woman says. She's my queen. She's my everything. I have fully committed to dick riding this woman till the end of time because I love her shows. Personally, your opinions may vary. Again, don't give a shit. But anyway, regardless whether you like or hate this show, I still love you as long as you're not a bad person. But if you are a bad person, go fuck yourself. Respectfully or disrespectfully. I don't know how you like to do it. But yeah, that's enough from me, folks. Thanks everybody so much for clicking to watch. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. And with that being said, this is TBC. Mwah. Signing out.